Having a clear skin is one of the essential requirements for Qatar Airways or for any other airline for that matter. But what if I tell you that even after having the imperfect and not so flawless skin, you can still achieve the dream of becoming a cabin crew in your preferred international airline? Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For all those who are new, my name is Twinkle and I am an ex-crew who was flying with airlines like Qatar Airways and Kingfisher for the past 10 years, and now I'm here to help candidates like you to achieve their dream of becoming a cabin crew. In this video, I'm going to cover all the skin concerns and issues or imperfection that may or may not affect your cabin crew interview. I'm also going to discuss how does it affect male and female candidates differently. Not just that, I'm also going to give you some tips and tricks on how to conceal and minimize the appearance of your imperfections. So if you're interested, keep watching. Before I start this video, I want to tell you something, that the final decision of recruitment or the decision of what is a flaw or what is an imperfection and if it can be considered for your recruitment lies only in the hands of the recruiters of the company or the airline that you are applying for. In this video, I am sharing my opinion, which is backed up by my experience of not just flying for 10 years, but also because I myself have scars, mind you, visible scars. So this is not going to be a video which tells us my experience that my colleagues have had this before or I've heard it somewhere or I've witnessed a situation like this. This is my own experience which is backed up by something which has happened to me. However, having said that, nothing and no one should stop you from going to an interview and giving that one shot. Having said that, let's get into the video. So I get a lot of questions and messages regarding the types of scars and the eligibility criteria, whether they can go for the interview, how severely can this scar or imperfection affect their interview. So to give you a more clear picture, I have a chart here. So the areas which are covered by grey are the areas which are basically covered by a uniform. For the boys, it should be a full sleeve. So these are the areas which will be covered by your uniform. So if you have a scar or an imperfection in the areas which is covered by the uniform of a particular airline, should not be a concern. However, you should still declare your marks or your scars, because of the simple reason that the airline wants to know these things as an identification mark. They will use it to identify you in case of an emergency. So just give them or declare it to them as an identification mark. And anyway, you need to be honest to the airline when they ask you to declare your marks and your scars. Especially if you talk about Qatar Airways or any other Middle Eastern airline, I would highly recommend you to please declare all your marks and scars irrespective of their visibility. Now let's talk about the most common skin concern, which is acne marks or post-acne marks. Now, if we talk about acne marks, a lot of things depend upon the severity, the type, the stage and the area the marks cover. For instance, if your acne is active and it's pus-filled and it's scattered all over your face and it is severe, then I would rather recommend you to not go for the interview, because you will either make them worse by applying makeup, but also it may cause infection and take a longer time to heal, because it will not just irritate the skin further but also delay the process of recovery. Apart from that, if your skin is very bumpy, you've got like it has erupted and it is raised all over the face, even if it's not acne, it is still of concern. You might want to see a doctor before you go for an interview. Why? Because let me be very honest, no makeup can conceal your texture. Even if you put makeup, it will be seen. And no makeup can conceal your bumpiness. It can just conceal a little bit of redness. It can just conceal or minimize, but it will not vanish your imperfections. So you might want to consider visiting a doctor and working on your skin, because I'm sure these things are manageable. There can be a lot of factors which cause these things, which can cause acne, or which can irritate your skin. Can be products, can be food, can be dust, or things which you're not supposed to use or eat. Consult a doctor, take proper medication, and then proceed for it. Apart from that, if your acne is not severe, it is not scattered, it covers a very less area on your face, and it can be easily concealed, meaning it's not raised, it's on your skin, just there is little bit of discoloration, redness, or post acne marks, that can be easily color corrected and concealed as well, and is not a problem at all. So you're good to go in case you're able to conceal them properly. Having said that, this thing is going to be different for the male candidates, because in male candidates, they are not supposed to apply any makeup during flying. So meaning that you're not even supposed to put makeup for your interview. If you're not concealing them, you better have a good skin for your interview. So this is how the things are different for boys and for girls, because makeup is an option only for the female candidates. Freckles or rosacea. Now, freckles or rosacea is basically a skin condition which changes the color on your skin. Either your skin is very red like this, or you have freckles which are basically darker spots all over your skin. So basically this would be scattered all over your face. However, these are just discoloration on your skin which can be easily concealed by color correcting and then putting makeup on your skin. So no matter what the area it covers, it can be concealed easily with makeup, because it is only discoloration on your face and nothing is raised or bumpy, and it's not a condition which is infectious. So it is absolutely fine. There's also a condition which is very common these days, known as keratosis or chicken skin, wherein you have little bumps all over your skin and it covers a large surface area. However, keratosis is usually on the back, on the shoulders, on your arms or your thighs, and luckily all these things, all these areas are covered by your uniform. So again, this is not a problem or an issue of concern. Textured skin and open pores. Now, there can be a lot of reasons of having open pores which are very deep, which people also call it as holes or textured skin. It can be bad CTM, which is bad skin care routine, poor nutrition, or hormones, or any other reasons as well. Open pores are not a problem until the time they can be concealed and mattified using a primer and then putting makeup. It is fine, it's absolutely no problem. However, textured skin or deep set holes can be a problem. First, because this condition is all over your face. So your face has something, a texture, something like this. And as I already said, to be very honest, makeup cannot conceal any texture. The more you put your makeup in those textured area, the more it will be visible. However, I will advise you to go visit a doctor or dermat, and you can also go for chemical peels or dermabrasions, derma rollers, things like that. Go visit a doctor. She's the best one, or he's the best one, to tell you what will suit your skin the best, and till what extent can you minimize the appearance of this texture. I would highly advise you to do it, because let me be very honest. Things like textured skin are the things which recruiters cannot really, decide on. Personally, I don't feel that the recruiter will wait and put in time in you if you have things like textured skin, because this can or could have been taken care of before. And honestly, there are a lot of other people with the good personality, flawless skins, and all of that. So I think personally you should take care of this thing before you even go for an interview. This is something that I personally believe, because honestly telling you, this is not a scar or a mark that is out of your control. This is a situation that you can still control or minimize the appearance on your side, and the recruiter will not put you on hold to take a decision, because decision lies in the hand of recruiters with regards to things like scars or marks or stitch marks which are out of your hand, and it is limited to a specific area. However, textured skin is a condition which is scattered all over the face, and mostly because you haven't taken care of it properly or you haven't gone ahead to a doctor to minimize it. Therefore, I would highly advise you to go to a good dermat and get yourself treated. Birthmarks and moles. Now, for birthmarks and moles, the factors like this size and the location and the fact that it is concealable to an extent or not is very important. Like I already said, for moles and birthmarks, if they are located on the non-visible parts which are covered by the uniform, irrespective of the location, area or whatever it is, it's not a problem. So you can forget about that. However, if you have a mole on your face and the size is really big, you might want to consider removing it with a dermat rather than going for an interview. Now here, this thing is like, here you really need to take a personal decision. It is your decision entirely that you want to go for an interview and then remove it, or you want to remove it before, you want to wait for the recruiter to tell you to remove it, or you want to do it. That is your discretion. That is for you to decide that you want to do it before or no. However, it cannot be concealed. This is for sure, because it is raised, so you cannot conceal it. That is something that I would like to inform you. In case of birthmarks as well, if it covers an area on your face which is very large, because birthmarks are usually of different color than your skin, and concealing something which is different color than your skin, you will color correct. However, color correcting and makeup still has to be done by you. You are entirely responsible to cover, conceal and do your makeup and then show to the recruiter. That's how you're going to go to the interviewer and show them that you are able to deal with it. They are not going to come and tell you how to conceal it. They are not going to show you how you will conceal your specific skin issue or imperfection. If they are okay, they find it, they are satisfied with the way that you're concealing it, you're good to go. So if there is a birthmark, irrespective of the size, if you're able to perfectly conceal it and go to the interviewer and they are satisfied with it, you're good to go. However, if you are not able to do it, you might want to consider learning how to conceal it rather than going for any laser surgeries or any doctor. That is again your personal preference. I am here to tell you what is the standard and what the recruiters are looking for. Skin tone and complexion. Now I get a lot of ladies especially who show a lot of concern about the skin tone or the complexion, or who have a fetish of a certain type of complexion. Let me tell you something very clearly. Airlines have got nothing to do with your skin color or complexion. It doesn't matter whether you're fair, medium, deep, dark, tan, whatever complexion you are, all they care about is an even skin tone. The thing that concern them is pigmentation or hyperpigmentation. If you have issues like that, then you need to work on concealing them. Understand this, that when you're working for an international airline, there are candidates, crew from different parts of the world. There are different nationalities, Indians, Asians, Africans. We are all different. We all have different complexion. And the definition of beauty is definitely not limited or decided by the color or complexion of your skin. So don't waste your time on thinking that I need to be of certain skin type or complexion to get selected, and I will go to this doctor to get of a certain color, or I'll see a dermat, or I'll use this product. Please don't waste your time and money on things like these. However, if you have hyperpigmentation or pigmentation, which is very common with Indian skin tones, you need to take care of it. You need to learn how to conceal them. Because again, the airline is not going to tell you how to do it. While you're getting selected, you are the one who needs to go to the interviewer to show them that you know how to deal with your problems, you know how to conceal it, you show them that you're perfect with this, and that is how that thing will give them the confidence of hiring you. You have to be responsible for yourself. And in case you don't know how to do makeup, or how to cover your imperfections like hyperpigmentation, or you don't know how to color correct, I will leave a link of my video in the description as well, and here as well. You can go and check it out. And even after that, if you have difficulty concealing or covering because the severity of the condition is way too much, please consider going to a dermatologist to go for a treatment which can lighten up the hyperpigmentation or pigmentation. And then if you think you're able to conceal it better, you have to make that decision yourself. But the conclusion is that you need to conceal these things and then go for the interview. Now comes the most awaited skin concern, which is scars. Now scars can be of different types, namely keloids, surgery marks, stretch marks, hypertrophic scars, or stitch marks. So now the decision making part of scars depends upon the appearance of how it looks before and after. So for instance, let me explain you in this way. If you have a keloid scar or hypertrophic scars which look like this, they are raised in nature and they are red. So when something is raised on your skin, as I already told you, it is difficult to conceal with makeup. Also, if the texture is like not standard or similar and it is not easily concealable, then it can be a problem. Because in a flight, you will be working throughout your flight, and in long haul flights, you're even supposed to sleep and refresh your makeup. So this thing needs to stay there for long. Having all these factors in mind, your makeup should be such that your scar is not visible in flight and throughout the flight. Before as well as during and after your flight, you need to be well groomed, and your scar needs to be well concealed throughout. So if there is something that can help you conceal your keloid scars, go ahead. But if you ask me, being a certified makeup artist, there is no makeup which can conceal your texture or raised keloid marks or hypertrophic marks. Mind you, we're talking about makeup and not prosthetics. So this makeup which can be done every day, that you can conceal it properly, you need to have such kind of appearance of the scar which is okay to look at, and it appears natural and fine to the recruiters. If you talk about stretch marks basically, if you talk about visible areas, the stretch marks are only visible in the back of your knees. Apart from that, any other stretch mark prone areas are not really visible in uniform, and for that you can really wear stockings or use an airbrush spray, something like this, to conceal or minimize the appearance of stretch marks. So it shouldn't be a problem. That is not a problem at all. Talking about stitch marks like this, if they are easily concealable by you, it is your responsibility to conceal and show them, the recruiters, when you go for your interview, that you have concealed it. It shouldn't be a problem. But again, having said all of the above, I want to tell you that decision for scars, surgery marks, and stitch marks, things like these, really, this is the thing that really depends upon the recruiters of the airline or the company that you're applying to. It is the final decision is in the hands of the recruiters. So at no given time am I telling you not consider going to the interview. You should, and you definitely should go to the interview and give the interviewers an opportunity to look into it, because the scar and the mark is actually limited to an area, and the condition needs to be judged only by a recruiter, and that can be only done by them itself and them only. So do not leave the opportunity of not giving an interview. For these things, recruiters actually sit down and they decide, they mail you, they work with you closely, and then they see that if you're able to conceal it, they need a picture of you before and after. This is the thing which happened with me as well. Don't worry, I will make a separate video about what was the procedure and what happened with me, how I was able to conceal my scar, and what was the whole procedure, how it went. So stay tuned for that video of mine. And having said that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and subscribe now and hit the bell button so that you don't miss that video as well as any other video by me. Another thing that is not really a skin condition, I mean it is a skin condition, but this is temporary and can be managed, is any allergies, any rashes, sty that you have on your eye, cold sores, conditions like psoriasis or eczema, like skin infections. Basically they can be managed. Excessive dryness, all these things are temporary. If you ask me, if you have that opportunity to skip that interview, skip rather than going. Or if you want to go, make sure that you really do a very good job with concealing them, because it really matters. Your appearance and your grooming really matters when you go for the interview. And if you are not able to show to the recruiter that you are able to conceal it in front of them, forget the fact, they will not be convinced that you can do it even after getting recruited. So you get my point, what I'm talking about and what I'm trying to tell you. If you conceal it, if you show it to them that you're able to take care of it by yourself, they are convinced. And that's all for today's video. Once again, before ending this video, I want to tell you that all the advice that I've given with concern to the makeup and concealing is given by me based on the experience, and also because I am a certified makeup artist, so I know what I'm talking about. If I'm telling you that something can be concealed, cannot be concealed, is because that I have concealed my scars myself, and I know to what extent can you do that, how easy and how difficult it is. Because here we're talking about makeup, we're not talking about prosthetics, what is practical, what can be achieved. Also, please do not skip any interview. If you think that you have any imperfection or skin issue, please work on other aspects, work on your personality, work on your skills. These things can really change the game. Show the interviewers, the recruitment team, that how much you deserve to work with their airline, so that even they can overlook your flaws, your imperfections. Having said that, that is all for today's video. I hope you found this video really helpful, and if you did, please don't forget to like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. If you have any suggestions or any other questions, you can either put it down in the comment section below, or you can also direct message me on my Instagram. I will leave the handle in the description box and also here. So I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.